Alright, hey guys, time to count your gold coins and put on your green shirts, because today I'm ranking the Leprechaun franchise. Starting off at the bottom of the barrel, my number 8 is Leprechaun Origins. Now, I actually have a couple nice things to say about this movie. First off, there's some good acting. Brendan Fletcher, Stephanie Bennett, and Teach Grant are all good.
I'm so sorry. Run. What? Run! Get out of here!
What the hell are you doing, boy? You're letting her escape?
Put your gun down, Tom.
What?
I said, put it down!
And second, there are a couple of legitimately good kills, especially the one when they're trying to trick the leprechaun into coming through the hole in the wall so they can chop its head off with the axe. But then it outsmarts them and pushes their friend through, and they kill their friend.
He's coming!
It's a brutal kill and also PTSD for life. That's it. This movie and its titular creature are both leprechaun in name only. The creature does not resemble a leprechaun in any way aside from a love for gold. The cinematography and editing are a couple steps above amateur. The lighting is awful. The musical score is generic. This movie's problems mostly boil down to the fact that it's just boring and forgettable. This is the only Leprechaun movie I don't own, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon. If you're a fan of the franchise, skip this one. If you're not a fan of the franchise, this one won't change your mind. My score for this one is 0.5 out of 5. Moving up a little, my number 7 is Leprechaun 4 in Space. Warwick Davis is great, the practical effects are great, and there's one solid kill. That's it. The rest of the acting ranges from okay to oh no, the rest of the kills suck, and the CGI is god-awful. Oh, and also, this movie doesn't feel like a Leprechaun movie. They don't say this word leprechaun once in the entire movie. I'm serious, you can check if you want to. They refer to him as like a thing, an alien, a beast, a monster, whatever. Even he doesn't refer to himself as a leprechaun. It's just fucking stupid, man. This movie is not funny, it's not scary, it's not entertaining, and I only recommend it if you feel compelled to watch all of the Leprechaun movies. My score is 1 out of 5. My number 6 is Leprechaun 2. Starting with the positives, we do get some solid cameos from bigger name actors like Clint Howard and Michael McDonald, who gives us probably the best non-Warwick Davis performance in the entire franchise.
Okay, pal, St. Patrick's Day's over. Time to go home. Don't be giving me any attitude, all right? I gotta close up.
Aye.
Very good, we have a method actor. What's your next gig, huh? One of Santa's elves or one of the 7 dwarfs?
I'm not an elf or a dwarf. I'm a leprechaun.
Look, I don't care if you're the Tooth Fairy, all right? I just want you to pay up so I can get out of here.
There are also a few good kills, including Michael McDonald's.
No!
On to the negatives. This movie looks and feels cheap. The production was seriously rushed, and boy does it show. Aside from some of the cameos and Warwick Davis, the acting just kinda sucks. Charlie Heath is bad, and Siobhan Durkin is worse. In fact, there are a couple scenes where she reaches The Room levels of bad acting.
It's over? It's really over?
Sandy Baron is pretty good, but his character, his cardboard cutout, the swindling drunkle, is grating and not fun to watch, and I was actively rooting for him to die the entire time he was on screen.
Listen up, people, listen up. My little buddy here just got married. What do you say we raise our glasses and toast his good health?
Thankfully, Lep made that wish come true, so at least there's that. This movie has a couple bright spots, but I don't recommend it. My score is 1.75 out of 5. Next up, at number 5 is the original Leprechaun. Warwick Davis is great. He is giving it his all.
It's not nice to steal gold coins from a leprechaun. Bad shop owner. Bad shop owner.
Mark Holton and Robert Gorman are also really good, and Alex and Ozzy are probably the only characters who are actually fun to watch.
Hey, here's your coin. Full of bag, full of them.
Cool. I told you. Uh-oh. That's what that leprechaun was talking about.
Would you stop with that stupid leprechaun stuff? We found this gold. Finders keepers.
The pogo stick death is pretty cool.
This old left, he played one. He played pogo on his lawn. Teach you to steal me gold.
And there are plenty of moments where it crosses over into so bad it's good territory. On the other hand, the rest of the characters suck. Jennifer Aniston's performance is fine, but she's playing one of the most annoying stock characters you could possibly think of. The city girl who's moving out to the country and, oh my god, just can't even with this place.
Wait, hold on, hello? We're breaking up. Wait. Okay, that's good. Okay, hi. I'd like to make a reservation. Yes, I'd like it to be a really tall room, and I want it to be very big. Oh, great. Who are you?
And the other characters aren't much better, honestly.
I was a guy carrying some paint thinner.
Okay. Here. Is that cover?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. You knock over my can of paint thinner, and then you offer me $20.
Okay. How about that? Does that do it?
No. But maybe you said you were sorry, it might.
Most of the jokes aren't funny, most of the scares aren't scary, and honestly, most of the kills are pretty lame. And finally, like many of the others, this movie has some boring stretches. Like when they're fighting Lep, and they just shoot him over and over and beat him over and over, but he can apparently take infinite damage. So it just gets repetitive and annoying, and yeah. This movie isn't awful, but I wouldn't call it good either. My score is 2.25 out of 5. Moving on to the top half and the good movies, my number 4 is Leprechaun in the Hood. Unlike most of this franchise, this movie actually has main characters who are both fun to watch and likable, and also well acted. Anthony Montgomery, Rashawn Nall, and Red Grant all give solid performances. They feel like real people, and when bad things happen to them, you feel for them. Lep does have some good limericks in this one. They're hit and miss, but he does have some good ones.
A friend with weed is a friend indeed. But a friend with gold is the best, I'm told.
And there are some really creative kills in this one.
We don't go down without a fight. Right.
On the other hand, this movie doesn't do a very good job of hiding its low budget. There are scenes where you never see a reverse angle, which just makes it really obvious that they're filming on a set. And there's even one scene where the camera goes up a little too high and you can see over the top of the set walls and into the room that the set is in. I should probably get this out of the way. there's a trans character who, unfortunately and unsurprisingly, is not handled very well. Oh, and also, the Lep in the Hood rap song at the end is just cringy as hell. This movie isn't great, but it's honestly not that bad either. My score is 2.75 out of 5. My number 3 is Leprechaun Back to the Hood. This movie takes everything that Lep in the Hood did and does it just as well, if not better. Like Lep in the Hood, the main characters in this movie are likable, relatable, and they feel like real people. Tangi Miller, Laz Alonso, Paige Kennedy, and Sherry Jackson all give solid performances. Their characters are well written and likable, and you care about what happens to them, at least relative to the leads in the other Leprechaun movies. This movie has some of the best kills in the franchise, and in my opinion, the coolest looking Leprechaun. Like seriously, he looks awesome. And finally, this movie does a much better job of, well, hiding its low budget than In the Hood. It's still low budget, but it's not as blatantly obvious. On the other hand, this movie does have a couple of boring stretches here and there. There are a couple of lame kills, and one kill that's just mean-spirited. Seriously, she didn't do anything to you, Lep. This is a pretty good one. I would recommend it. My score is 2.8 out of 5. My number 2 is Leprechaun 3. This is probably the most entertaining movie in the franchise. It has the most jokes that land, the best limericks from Lep.
Lovely golden palaces, completely full of riches. I'll rip them off and rub them blind, those dirty sons of bitches.
The coolest visual aesthetic for sure, and some of the best kills.
Feels like rain. Fine suit of clothes, lad.
Well, thank you very much. Those shoes, do they come in blue suede? I really like them, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, you do that pretty good. Next time, make sure you get paid for it. Hey, man, see you on the flip side.
Now, our protagonist this time around, Scott, isn't the most likable lead in the franchise, but he's at least fun to watch, unlike most of the others. Caroline Williams, Michael Callan, and John DeMita are all really good. There are these two mob goons, Art and Tony, who are there to meet with Michael Callan's character Mitch. They are open source coded gay characters, and they are the best part of the movie. They are a lot of fun to watch.
You pay Arthur the money you owe him, or I will kill you.
How's 10 o'clock for you?
10 o'clock. Wait, when do you take your break?
9:30.
9:30 to 9:45? You make that?
10.
Okay, 10. How do you want to hang?
Loose. I want to be comfortable.
I like a little support.
Do you?
Alas, this is a Leprechaun movie. There are a couple lame kills here and there. It's not scary. The low budget does show every now and then. Like I said, this is the most entertaining movie in the franchise. If you've seen the first two and didn't completely hate them, I would recommend giving this one a watch. My score is 2.9 out of 5. Finally, my number 1 is Leprechaun Returns. This is definitely the best movie in the franchise, at least from a technical standpoint. The directing, editing, cinematography, lighting, stuff like that are all the best in the franchise, or at least up there. Lyndon Porco is great as the little shit. I doubt anyone will ever live up to Warwick Davis, but this movie doesn't suffer his absence nearly as much as I thought it would. And Porco does a great job embodying the character.
There once was a lass in college who studied the spirits for knowledge. She laid hard with the devil to rise up a great level, but no one begrudged her the mileage.
And Taylor Spritler is also really good. She's very natural and funny.
I wish you'd just die already. One Shamrock Shake coming up. I really wish someone heard that one.
We killed you 25 years ago.
Dad.
The kills are all great. And the humor hits more than it misses.
Oh, you're disgusting.
But in a sexy way, right?
On the other hand, the rest of the cast is kind of bland. They're not awful, but they're not that good either. And there are quite a few jokes in there that feel about a decade too late. In my opinion, this is the best in the franchise because it knows what it is and it's not trying to be anything else. It's just here to be entertaining. And in my opinion, it succeeds. My score is 3 out of 5.